the Sponsorship Experts Podcast. Hello and welcome to the Sponsorship Experts Podcast. We're here with Kunbunapa Potisawang, or Crystal, the Executive Marketing Assistant Researcher Sponsorship responsible for sports at the Sponsorship Experts. Hi Crystal, how are you? And what can we expect in the March 2022 podcast?
I'm very well, thank you, Kunjay. In this episode of the podcast, we take a closer look at current sponsorship opportunities and news including Tan Racing Connect. We invite athletes and brand ambassadors to sign up to the Sponsorship Experts private influence network in collaboration with our tech partners, Sponsoship. We also look back at controversial Olympic Games Beijing 2022. And lastly, how the world of sport is taking a stand against Russian aggression in Ukraine.
The latest newsletter, out now, that you can find at poolpool.co.th, has a number of new and exciting commercial sponsorship and partnership opportunities available. And one of the new opportunities that I'm really interested in is the Sponsorship Experts Private Influence Network, which uses the Sports Cred social media sponsorship platform to create unique sponsorship and influencer marketing campaigns. Can you tell us a little more about this?
The sponsorship experts are using Sponsoship to create unique sponsorship and influencer marketing campaigns for rights holders and brands. The tool is a great way for clubs, athletes, sport organizations, agencies, and brands to monetize social media on a large scale. Sponsoship combines social media accounts of athletes and brand ambassadors to create a highly valuable private network for marketing and sponsorship needs. By tapping into several social media accounts at once, the network aggregates following and engagement and has potential to reach far more people in an engaging manner. With an algorithm specifically developed for Sponsoship, the platform allows right holders and brands to tap into a huge social media audience and follow performance in real time. For rights holders and brands, getting started is easy. Simply create your campaign, select athletes and brand ambassador you want on board, and send the content to them to post. You'll be able to see who's posted and how the campaign is faring in real time. For athletes and brand ambassadors, the sign-up is quick and easy. You receive an invite from the sponsorship expert with a 4-digit code. Now go into your app store and download the Sponsoship app and sign up by connecting your social media channels. Once connected, you'll be able to see audience data of all your channels in one place. Now simply sit back and wait for campaigns. The sponsorship experts are pleased to invite athletes and brand ambassadors to join our private influencer network. Simply contact us for an invitation email, then follow the step above and become part of a powerful new social media network connecting you with the largest rights holder and brand in Thailand and beyond.
Now, sadly, at the time of recording this podcast, the conflict in Ukraine continues to intensify, and the world of sport is taking a stand against Russian aggression. How is this affecting the world of sports sponsorship?
The world of sport has been swift in condemning Russian aggression in Ukraine, and with more than just words, the UEFA Champions League final was moved from St. Petersburg to Paris, and several clubs have announced actions against sponsors with roots in Russia. One of the first clubs to react to the invasion of Ukraine by Russia was German soccer club FC Schalke 04. Who already a day after Russian tanks rolled across the border, announced that they were removing the logo of Gazprom, one of their biggest sponsors, and replacing it instead with their own logo. Gazprom, a state-owned energy firm based in St. Petersburg, has been one of the FC Schalke 04's main sponsors since 2006. It is also one of the main sponsors of the UEFA Champions League. In one of the biggest turns, UEFA and FIFA announced it would suspend Russian clubs and national teams from competitions until further notice. At the time of writing, UEFA was also in talks with its lawyers to end the commercial sponsorship, according to Sky Sports News. According to CBS Sports, Gazprom has been a sponsor of Champions League since 2012, with a deal worth a reported $45 million a year. Manchester United was the next club to react to events in Ukraine. On the 25th of February, the club issued a statement. In light of events in Ukraine, we have withdrawn Aeroflot's sponsorship rights, it read. We share the concern of our fans around the world and extend our sympathies to those affected. Aeroflot has been United's official carrier since 2013, and the last deal was due to run until 2023, according to the BBC. The deal was worth £40 million, according to the Daily Mail. In a surprising move, Chelsea FC's owner, Russian oligarch Roman Abramovich, announced on the 26th of February that he was handing over control of the club to the trustee of the Chelsea Charitable Foundation. I believe that currently they are in the best position to look after the interests of the club, players, staff, and fans, the statement said. Only a few days later, it came out that Abramovich was looking to sell Chelsea FC and had invited select individuals to make an offer. Poland and Sweden has refused to play Russia in the World Cup qualifiers. Formula One also cancelled the Russian Grand Prix, and the IOC encouraged all their international federations to cancel or relocate events planned in Russia and Belarus. These are just some examples of how the world of sport is taking a stand against Russian aggression in Ukraine. More examples are likely to follow. The reactions are an indication that sport is becoming increasingly politicized and making use of its own power and influence. The sponsorship experts welcome this move. We offer services that guide right holders in how to manage sponsors and activation, including crisis management. As has been seen numerous times, the wrong statement, action, or association has the potential to anchor audiences in the best case and ruin a brand in the worst case. And by the looks of it, the world of sport has taken note.
Continuing on the sporting theme, you have an article in the latest newsletter about how sponsors are feeling the heat due to large sporting events becoming increasingly politicised. How is this affecting sponsors?
With a controversial Olympic Games Beijing 2022 over and an equally contentious FIFA World Cup 2022 on the horizon, the pressure is on for sponsors to take a stand. But will they? In the weeks leading up to the 2022 Winter Olympics, several countries, led by the USA and followed by the likes of the UK, Japan, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, declared a diplomatic boycott of the Games in response to China's poor human rights record. It meant that although athletes from the countries would attend, no government official would be present. Meanwhile, Olympic sponsors were busy preparing for one of the biggest sports events on the calendar, watched by millions of people around the planet, and no doubt taking up sizable portion of marketing budgets. Among them are some of the world's largest brands, many of them American: Coca-Cola, Intel, Airbnb, Procter & Gamble, Visa, Samsung, and Audi, to name but a few. The difference between political and commercial interest was stark and underlines the dilemma brands are facing when making a decision to sponsor any event, jeopardize access to large audiences, or deal with the reputational risk of associating with the wrong event. The companies argue that sports should not be politicized and that they have contracts spanning multiple Olympic Games, not just once in Beijing. According to the New York Times, the top 13 Olympic sponsors have contracts with the International Olympic Committee that add up to more than $1 billion. In a comment to the New York Times, Omega, the official timekeeper and data handler of the Olympic Games, said that since it started its partnership with the Olympic Games in 1932, it has been our policy not to get involved in certain political issues because it would not advance the cause of sport in which our commitment lies. In addition, brands have in the past felt wrath of Chinese netizens for belief slides or missteps. Fashion brands including Adidas, Nike, and H&M have all experienced boycotts after expressing concerns over reports of forced labor camps in Xinjiang, province where Chinese government is keeping millions of Uyghur Muslims in mass detention and re-education camps. The silence of Olympic sponsors this year is in contrast to the outcry in 2014 when it was announced that Qatar would host the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Back then, big-ticket sponsors such as Adidas, Coca-Cola, Hyundai, BP, Visa, and Sony demanded FIFA investigate its decision towards Qatar the World Cup, citing fears that negative tenor around corruption allegations is damaging their brands. 8 years on, however, Adidas, Coca-Cola, and Hyundai Kia remain partners, having all signed the top-tier £25 million partner package, which includes preferential advertising slots as well as stadium promotion, according to iNews. But 2 slots remain unsold as of November last year. FIFA has set a £5 billion profit target from broadcast and sponsorship deals, but experts believe some brands are scared of by Qatar's human rights record and law against homosexuality. Some teams are taking a stance. Shortly after qualifying for the World Cup, the Danish Football Union (DBU) revealed 6 actions it would take to highlight human rights issues in Qatar. Instead of brandishing sponsorship logos on their training apparel, the Danish players will display messages of support for human rights throughout the competition. The team will also have no involvement in any commercial activities arranged by event organizers, while DBU officials will make minimal trips to Qatar, participating only in activities that contribute to improving conditions for migrant workers. The difference in some sponsors' stand at the Olympics and the World Cup may be the way football has made tackling racism and homophobia a priority in recent years. Taking a stand in Black Lives Matter movement and calling out race-related harassment following the UEFA European Championship in 2021, football has shown a willingness to get political. If sponsors feel the same remains to be seen. The sponsorship experts offer a comprehensive engagement and activation service that helps sponsors find the right sponsorship that best fits your marketing needs and maximize that sponsorship. The service includes sector analysis, taking into account potential sensitive dynamics at play.
Right, let's rev it up a bit now and look at the world of superbikes. The sponsorship experts are working with Tan Racing Connect, who are an exciting new racing team headed up by Tan Rachada Nakcharonsari. Tan is Thailand's fastest female motorcycle racer, and last week I got to talk to her about how she got into superbikes and learn more about the Tan Racing Connect. What was it that got you interested in superbikes?
อะไรที่ทำให้ตารู้สึกชอบรถซุปเปอร์ไบค์
Actually, I am a really speed enthusiast and I found myself challenging when I drove a big car, like a 1000cc superbike, and I can beat many men both at home and abroad. When I drive a high speed, I'm having fun and feel happy every race.
You were Thailand's first ever female motorcycle racer to compete at world-class level when you raced in the world's biggest championships, the FIM Superbike World Championships in 2019. What was that experience like?
ค่ะตอนที่ได้แข่งในระดับโลกในรายการ World Superbike นะคะก็ต้องบอกว่ารายการนี้เป็นรายการที่โหดและ
It was a very tough and fun. I got a lot of experience in the World Superbike Championship. I have to say that I'm very excited and I have learned a lot about skills of how world-class racers compete. After competing in any tournament, I consider what my shortcomings were and I came back to practice and develop myself to be stronger and to be better, trying to be as good as them.
What is Tan Racing Connect?
Tan Racing Connect ค่ะก็คือทีม Tan Racing Connect นี่เองนะคะก็
Tan Racing Connect is my project, which I must say that this name has a lot of meaning. The meaning is that we can connect with everyone, every person, every adult, every sponsors, or every student in the Academy project. Here it will be in connecting everything. Now what we have is that It will be Tan Racing Connect team and it will be a big bike accessories shop. And the shop will be named Tan Racing Connect. And then there will be the matter of the academy. The most important thing, we will select children and develop them to become professional racers to do world-class races and then connect everything from there.
You also have an academy for future racers, which is a great way to help young people get into the sport. Can you tell us a little bit more about the academy?
สถาบันตา Racing Connect ก่อตั้งขึ้นมาหลายปีแล้ว โดยมีผู้ใหญ่ใจดีผู้สนับสนุนหลายๆท่านให้การร่วมมือในการสนับสนุนจนก่อเกิดให้เป็นตา Racing Connect Academy
Tan Racing Connect Academy was established many years ago with many kind adults and supporters to cooperate and support till it became Tan Racing Connect Academy. I, as a coach, in taking care of students, will have two teaching styles. Type 1 will be the model of the students or the new generation who has a passion for speed sports and love motorsports. If you want to be a professional racer, want to be a world-class racer, we will provide training including driving skills and tuning in the bike, and I have never forgot to look at the discipline of the athlete's body. Type 2 will be a basic teaching for who have not yet a driver or has just bought a motorcycle but have no idea how to ride it in the field. We will teach them the basic driving, braking points, turning points, taking care of a bike, learning to be safe, and teaching how to ride safely on the road. I believe that training from the institute before we go on the road will greatly reduce road accidents. As a coach, we have a goal to drive people who want to have a future in motorsport here.
This year there are 2 championships that you will be competing in. Can you tell us a little bit about these?
สำหรับฤดูกาลนี้ในการแข่งขัน2รายการนะคะของตาลนะคะก็ต้องบอกว่า
For this season in my 2 tournaments, I must say that this year we are very excited that we have a new motorbike ride. I am very happy that BMW Thailand has supported. I am very confident that BMW bike must be very good and very fast. This year I only have one goal, which is to win the race. Because last year we have already been runner-up and learned from various technologies in terms of motorcycles. This year, I'm ready and I will do my best with the new BMW Superbike, which is a very challenging task because I've never ridden on this brand before. We have to do our homework and have to adjust the condition of the bike to be ready to win the championship this year. I have to say that I am excited to compete in the next few months, so I will do my best and I will win this year's championship.
And finally, what would you like to achieve in your superbike career?
ความฝันนะคะก็อยากจะพาBMW Thailand นะคะไปคว้าแชมป์กันนะคะ
I really want to take BMW Thailand to win the championship in the class Super Stock 1000cc and would like to participate in Moto2 race as a white card racer in Chang International Circuit, Buriram. Another part is the most important part. I will develop the young generation with a passion for motorsport, which will help develop the motorsport industry to grow up and drive the new generation to step into a professional racer to the global racing class like me.
ก้าวสู่นักแข่งอาชีพถึงระดับโลกเหมือนตาลค่ะ
Seeking sponsors. Seeking an opportunity to sponsor. Looking to maximize an already sponsored opportunity. Visit paulpaul.co.th, the sponsorship experts.
Tan Racing Connect is a very exciting opportunity. Thank you for the English translation, Crystal. Can you tell us a little bit more about the team?
Absolutely, Kunjay. Tan Racing Connect is an exciting new racing team with an aim to become one of the kingdom's most successful, headed by Tan Rashuda Nakcharansi, Thailand's fattest female motorcycle rider. The team will compete in 2 championships covering 8 race events throughout 2022 between March and November. Tan Rashuda Nakcharansi became Thailand's first ever female motorcycle racer to compete at world-class level when she raced in the world's biggest championship, the FIM Superbike World Championship 2019. Pirelli Thailand Round 2 in the Supersport 600cc class. Now she's heading up an ambitious racing team with an aim to develop Thailand's next generation of motorsport riders. The team is working towards nurturing and preparing junior riders to participate in championships across Asia and the Pacific, including Japan, India, Australia, and Taiwan. Motorsports is one of the kingdom's fastest growing sports, a trend reflected in a large online following. Tan Racing Connect has hundreds of thousands of followers on their online channels, with events streamed live to audiences around the world. The team will compete in 2 championships in 2022 with more planned for 2023. The first championship on the books is PTT Brick Superbikes 2022. With 4 rounds scheduled in May, July, September, and November. The race will take place at Chang International Circuit, Buriram, which is certified by the FIA as an International Standard Track Grade 1. FIA Grade 1 meaning it can be used as a Formula 1 racetrack. The second championship scheduled for 2022 is the R2M Thailand Superbikes 2022 with rounds in March, May, July, and September, endorsed by the Motorcycle Racing Association of Thailand (MSAT) and internationally by the International Motorcycle Federation (FIM). Riders and teams collect points for the Thailand Championship in the FMSCT All Thailand Superbikes Championship 2022. The Tan Racing Connect junior team is made up of young talent training for championships around Asia and the Pacific. They are part of the Tan Racing Connect Academy, a training and mentoring facility providing youth with a place to grow and promote good health, positive social interaction, and well-being.
And what commercial sponsorship and partnership opportunities are available?
We have created a package of comprehensive commercial sponsorship and partnership programs, especially for Tan Racing Connect 2022 and 2023, including 1 title and 1 presenting sponsor with naming rights to the team, up to 6 official partners from non-competing categories, up to 10 official suppliers providing goods and services essential to the team, and up to 10 official media partners providing advertising and guarantee editorial essential to the team.
So, if anyone is interested in any of these commercial sponsorship and partnership opportunities, what should they do?
We can be contacted through our website paulpool.co.th, by email info@paulpool.co.th, or keeping with the audio vibe, pick up the telephone and dial +66 2622 0605 or 0606 or 0607.
Thanks, Crystal.
Thank you, Kun Jae. Kun Paul and I or one of my colleagues look forward to speaking with you again next month.